right, good morning, everybody.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to the Wednesday AM Mindful Writing Circle. We do this every Wednesday morning, and it's a free opportunity for women who are writers to come in and learn about the benefits of both meditation and storytelling. We put those two together so that we can help ourselves to be able to find meaning in life in general, um, and find meaning in the examination of our own life stories. We also get a chance to uncover stories that hold us back from our true potential. And we also get to write new stories that help us become more of who it is that we are meant to be in the world. Aside from that, I'm also an editor, an author, and I support other people who want to be able to write stories. I'm thinking about supporting people who want to be able to write more travel stories in particular. I don't know, I'm still playing with that in my head. But for today's topic, what we're talking about is we are talking about bad habits that block our creative well. Bad habits that block our creative well. So one of my greatest fears in my own life anyway is leaving the earth feeling like I'm underdeveloped, like I haven't done everything that I wanted to do um, in my life. And that's probably more so because of my own mother. She passed away at the age of 49, and I know that she felt like she had so much more to be able to do. But in the last few years that I've been a traveler, I think that I've done a lot to be able to figure out, well, who am I and what do I want to do? What did I come here to do? Um, and so I've been just dedicated a chunk of my time of living overseas to dedicating my time to developing myself. And one of the things that I've had thought about is the role of rites of passage for women as well as men, and what that really looks like for us in this particular stage of life and time. Because there's so many women who I feel like have the same fear or feel the same way about their lives. They get to the age of 40 and they realize that they haven't done a lot of the stuff that they wanted to do in their lives. They want to, there's things that they want to do, but they don't know how to be able to get to it. And there's just really just sort of an over dependence, I think, in our culture on parents in particular, or even in school. Like if you didn't get it by the time you were 18, you sort of just wrap it up for a lot of us. Particularly if you have parents. I'm reading. Hello, Dr. Kim. I didn't see you there. Good morning. How about feeling 62 and feeling that feeling? Yeah, I agree. It really doesn't matter the age. But there really needs to be something for adults, people who are coming up into their, I guess I would say the middle stage of life. Because for a lot of us, if you didn't get it by the time that you were 18, then you just sort of get thrown into the throes of life. You go to school, perhaps, or you get involved in a relationship and then you wind up having a family, and then you just sort of repeat the same patterns that you saw your parents do. And if you had emotionally immature parents, or you happen to have gone to a school or lived in a neighborhood with a bunch of emotionally immature people, or it was, you come from a poor background with poor resources, where people couldn't really point you in the direction of things that were positive for you to be involved in, it's really sort of difficult. It's really sort of difficult for you to be able to figure out what to be able to do with yourself. And so what you wind up doing is just repeating family patterns that you don't want to repeat. And so really, I have found that engaging in other creative pursuits, one of which are writing, is to one way to be able to help us to find joy and meaning in everyday life. Writing is what makes life worthwhile for me. And I would presume that, writing is important to you all as well. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And it really doesn't matter what type of writing you're doing. I know some of you are authors already, but even if you are writing in your personal journals at home, that is, just as much of a worthwhile activity as anything. So I wanted to just sort of quickly go over 3 sort of bad habits that we tend to keep that sort of keep us from finding our creativity. Kara, good morning. I see you. One of the things that we tend to do is we tend to we wait on permission for other people to tell us that it's okay for us to be able to express our creativity. One of the things that I've learned is that you are the person that gets to declare who and what it is that you are here to do and be, and what it is that you want to express. We really have no need to be sort of christened or crowned by others who, quite frankly, don't know who you are. And we change over the years as we get older, and nobody will ever know you like you know yourself. So there's no need to be able to wait on permission. I think I waited on permission a lot. I really wanted to be able to, I guess, sort of be chosen by other people as sort of special. For other people to tell me, I see something in you. And so, if that happens, some people that does happen for them, that there was a teacher or a parent or another relative or someone in their lives who told them that they were, had a special gift and that they should pay attention to it. But I think for the most of us, we don't sort of get that. We just sort of get placed in groups as a default. We get placed in groups as a default. And if we don't really take it upon ourselves to advocate for ourselves and what it is that we want, we just sort of go through life going with the get along. So don't wait on permission for other people to tell you that you are allowed to or ready to express your creativity. There's also a fear of spending time alone. I've spent a ridiculous amount of time sitting by myself over the last few years, and I think I'm a better person for it. I don't think that a lot of us really think about how important the being able to sit in solitude or sit by yourself to learn how to like yourself, how important that is in the creative process, and how society in general can really discourage women from being able to sit in solitude. Whether you're a person who lives alone, or even if you have a family. If you have a family, getting the time to be able to sit by yourself is not really a thing. And I also think it depends on the culture that you come from. As I remember a lot of times when I was a Peace Corps volunteer in my younger days, I wanted to spend some time alone just because when I was living in village, just because it was too much going on. It was just too much from other people. And nobody understood that. Because in their culture, being together all the time is just part of how they connect with each other. It's how they keep each other safe, which I can understand in that particular time and space. But there's also a benefit to spending time to learning who you are on your own, outside of the group of people that you already know. So I've found that spending time alone gives us an opportunity to develop new routines. When you develop new routines, there's no need to consider other people in developing that new routine for yourself. And also understanding yourself builds empathy for other people. When you are a writer, in order, like if you write fiction and you need to be able to develop characters, you need to be able to get into the heads of your characters. And so being able to develop empathy for other people and what it is that they're going through actually makes you a better writer. Um, it allows us to be able to connect with other people. When you understand your own experience in life, you also start to develop compassion and empathy for other people and what it is that they're going through. And it allows you to become, it allows you to be able to write from a much richer point of view, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes your writing much more interesting. Lastly, I would say the third bad habit that a lot of us tend to keep, that keep us from being creative people, is that we put ourselves last, which leads to um, having low energy. I was talking to a woman the other day who decided that she wanted to run a business. And a lot of us, when we decide that we want to run a business, we put that at the top of the list of everything. But she also had a long list of other habits that was actually keeping her from actually running the business. And so as she felt like she was failing at the business, that also has it has it has an effect on how it is that she runs her regular life. So of course, you start to not eat well, you start to fall back on all of these other bad habits that you've had for a number of years, which continues to put your business way on the back burner, and she's not finding the success that she wants to have. But then when I told her, or when I asked her, what else is going on in your life that's more important than taking care of your health so that you'll have the energy to be able to tend to your business. She's like, well, no, I gotta be on social media and then I gotta do all the other things. And I'm like, but that's not happening anyway. Like honestly, what's the point? Like you're running on a wheel that's not going anywhere. And so you're going to have to make a decision. We have to learn to become the CEO of our own lives first before you can actually become the CEO of your own business. And being the CEO, when you are the CEO of a company, you have to do what's best for the company to be able to run. And that's something that I myself have had to learn, when I was going to school and all sorts of other things and putting myself on the back burner instead of putting myself first. I was just not getting the type of success that I wanted to be able to have. So um, we learn how to make these sorts of choices out of survival and not necessarily trying to put things in order, which is ourselves. We have to be able to learn how to put ourselves in order so that we can also prioritize all the other things in our life. And we'll have the energy that we need to be able to write, to run the business, to be able to, get the job and all sorts of other things that we want to be able to do. So basically that was what I had for today. I don't know if anyone else wanted to share something. Let's see what Kara said. Okay. Okay, Kara, I see you.
Mm-hmm. Well, everything you said rings true, and especially the part about being alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was leading a reflexology session yesterday and for seniors, and they were speaking incessantly. They were just yeah da, 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 da. And in my lesson, I had being quiet, and then the other thing was meditating, and
Mm-hmm.
someone wanted to know the difference. And I pointed out the difference because they were getting acupuncture as well and talking. So, rather than tell them, look, you have to be quiet in order to let the medicine work well, I said, okay, Mr. Hinton is a young man. I said, this is a teaching moment. this is the time for quietude. This is the time when you would be quiet and just get into yourself.
Mhm.
So, a lot of times people, I don't know whether they talk out of nervousness or that it's just a habit. They
Filling
don't
up
know,
space.
they don't, yeah, right. They don't know how to just be quiet, or they're afraid of their own thoughts, or feel like they always have to be engaged. I don't know. I'm an only child, so I'm a practiced solitude person for a very long time. And when it gets too noisy or too active, I check out, be
Hmm.
it mentally or just leave the room. Because it's like you said, I really related to the fact you said it was just too much.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, as an introvert, I can certainly relate to that. And some of my family members sort of take offense to my quietness or my I don't know, my need to be able to disconnect from certain things. There's one person in particular I'm thinking about. They just have a constant need to just like be with other women and just being chatty. And I'm just like, I don't have any need to be around any of these women. I'm sorry. Absolutely not. I just don't. I don't have any need. I'm totally fine being by myself, but they take it as a personal offense
Mhm.
against them and the other people that they've chosen um to be around. And I'm like, it's really not that deep. I just, what you do, that if you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not judging you and your friend choices. I'm
Mhm.
just saying it's just not a space for me. But you have to over explain things to certain people who are emotionally immature and just don't get it.
Mhm. Mhm. And it takes up your energy, your precious energy. Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah.
Speaking to,
Anyone else want to share something?
yeah, I actually wanted to comment on Carolyn's comment. Good morning, y'all.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
So like a year and a half ago, I started doing mental health coaching, like working for a company that does mental health coaching. And one of the things that I've learned that I did not necessarily know
Mhm.
beforehand, because I don't think that was best my experience. But when you talked about people who are talking, um, instead of being quiet, many people in their quiet, when they're quiet, their self-talk, the tape that's on repeat, is one of criticism and judgment. And so people talk so that they don't have to hear that,
That's
not
it.
knowing that they
Mm,
can change that tape. Like
Mhm.
people just, people, most folks assume that that's just, if that's what's playing, then that's what is, right?
mhm,
Because, most folks, their self-talk came from their mothers.
mhm,
So
Very
if you got a
insightful.
mom
mhm,
Mhm.
that's always criticizing you, then you
Mhm.
learn to always criticize yourself.
Yeah.
And so you talk so that you don't have to listen to the criticism.
mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um,
That
and
makes sense.
it,
Yeah, it does. That's
I had
that.
no idea that that's right, because I feel like spending time by myself, I was like, oh, I don't like that. Let me shift that.
Mhm.
Right. Like I feel like I learned self-compassion by like trial by fire because I
Mhm.
was sitting in Mexico by myself and I'm like, no, I need to figure out something else to say so that I don't have to feel this way when I'm by myself. But most
Mhm,
people don't have enough time by themselves
To
to get
find her
to
or
place,
him.
yeah, to get to that place where you choose to switch it up. So
That's thank you.
mhm.
Mhm.
Hey
Yes,
everyone.
ma'am, Dr. Kim.
Yes, I too wanted to share off of Carolyn. Um, I just quit my job last Monday. I've been a teacher all my life, but really I'm an artist, a visual artist, a mixed media artist. I'm 62. My children think I done lost every sense of my mind
You
because she said,
found yourself.
I found myself. I feel so liberated. I had been really sick
Mhm.
months prior. um, to make a long story short, I had got a job outside of the country. I came back, COVID, all of that stuff. And I'm a teacher. So I find myself taking these teaching jobs. And this is my third teaching job that I quit, but I'm final with this. And I found myself getting so sick. I watched something on the Hulu, Netflix, one of them, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it was Yamayeka Priestess about these Asian women that from they were born, like over their family. It made me think, I have an aunt that's Ifa priestess. So it made me think of them. But these Asian women, before they were born, like spirit was on them. And each of them talked about before they accepted that as their role, their calling, their purpose, how sick they were. Like one literally couldn't walk, like she had crutches. And when she accepted that this was her calling, she said in a matter of weeks, she was better. All of them had that type of testimony. I'm only sharing that to say, from I quit that job, I had a bad cold. People was looking at me think I had COVID. And just within this week now, I have a little, my voice is still a little raspy, but I am not sick how I was. So I started thinking about that if you're of a spiritual base, that they in order to get your attention, I feel that yeah, things will happen physically to kind of get your attention. Plus, I'm a 24-year breast cancer survivor. So I'm like, red flag, red flag, red flag. And I quit that job. I still am having moments, Halona, when you spoke of this fear factor. That sit will wake me up in the middle of the night, being in a nice, good, cozy sleep. I may flip over and it's like, you don't have no job. You know them bills is due. And what happened if you want to order some Uber? Just the things that are going through my mind. But at the same time, what's different than the other times when I've gone through this, I feel like this. I'm 62, not to keep running that in the ground. I've had health challenges. I feel like even though I'm alive, I'm on my last leg. And right now I'm making up for lost time. So I tell fear, they need to get up on out of here because I don't have time to entertain it. Like I literally, if I'm out and I feel that feeling, I will say, get away from me. I was in Ross the other day and a lady, she said, oh, so excuse me. I said, oh no, sorry. I have the thing for my phone. I always like I'm talking to someone, but really it wasn't even on. I have to bully myself to be happy and not to use those terms, but I'm saying that way because I have a lot of unresolved trauma that I am working through. I've gotten a lot better. And that fear, the thing of being alone. I have 4 children. They're all grown. And I feel I'm in a safe space to share. I get paranoid sometimes. I don't want to be found, like God forbid, when I transition, I don't want to be found by strangers. So I'll go on this worry something and it's not happening. That's not my reality, but I'm just sharing that at my age that comes through my mind, so I find myself reaching out to my children. Hey, how's your day? Because they forget about me. Every so often I might hear from them. So I'm just saying that the fear, being alone, stepping outside of that comfort zone, and really what I've been telling myself, I ask myself in the mirror, Kimmy, do you believe in yourself? You've been working for them people all your life. Do you believe in them more than you've been a good worker for them? Won't you be a good worker for yourself? So I just wanted to share my little spiel and contribute to this moment and time that we're having together, and that I appreciate. I've been trying to come other mornings, and it was the message in the email that spoke about fear that got me to actually click that Zoom link and why I'm here. I saw the other emails, Oh my God, that's something that I'm dealing with. Let me hear what the sister have to say.
Mhm.
So thank you so much, and thank all you other ladies as well.
Mhm.
Well, Dr. Kim, I'm so glad. I'm happy for you, really. I'm happy for you,
Well,
and I'm
thank you
I'm
for
glad that you
saying
saw
that.
something in because I almost didn't send the email. I was like, well, I always have the group because I've been traveling for a little bit for the last couple of days, and I had gotten in late, and I almost didn't, and then the electricity went, so I couldn't send anything at the time that I wanted to. So I'm glad that you made it. But yeah, you said a lot of things that were really interesting to me because you do have to learn how to be able to talk yourself out of the old ways of doing things. And I would literally just quite verbalize to myself when things are not like when my brain is going in another direction. I do have to quite literally speak out loud to my own self
Yes.
something that's more positive.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
and I'll also do meditation as well to be able to just sort of get back to myself and sort of quiet that inner voice.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I wanted to chime in on that. I am a certified yoga instructor. I do yoga and
mhm,
meditation. But lately, what's been really pulling me out of those moments, and I don't say depression, I say because I feel like I'm spiritual. I don't get depressed. Suffer from a wounded soul, you know. I don't know about y'all, but I don't know about y'all, but I do know about y'all. I put on some Riri or some James Brown, some stylistics, somebody R&B, and
mhm.
I will stand up in my room, look at myself by myself, and dance my butt off to the point I start cracking up at myself. So I just wanted to throw that into.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, hi everyone. I'm Kat. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Good morning,
I
Kat.
got these headphones on. Everything's in an echo. So this is my first meeting. As I was telling Halona, I just woke up and turned over. I didn't set my alarm because I don't do mornings. I ain't gonna even lie to you, ladies. I'm at a stage in my life where 8 o'clock just don't see me. So so I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm getting up. I'm gonna get up. I saw the email. I said, oh, just like you, Dr. Kim. I said, okay, maybe that's what it meant for me to wake up and be here. But I was listening to your words, and what resonated to me, or what I've been thinking about the last few days, because I'm here with my mom. I travel like you, Alona, but right now I'm in the States, and I'm here with my mom, and my birthday's coming up. Her birthday's coming up, and she gave me a gift yesterday. One of the first gifts she's given me in years, and she made a point of saying that, to someone else that no, I don't really accept gifts from her. But my mom loves me, right? And I keep blocking that love, and I know why. I mean, I know why, but that's between her and I. But what I wanted to say was, I think we always think about where we're going in life and what that means. But I think we don't look back on where we've been and where we've come from and how we've dug ourselves out of that. I think back on some of the things and where I come from. And if I leave this earth tomorrow, or even after I hang up with you ladies, I'm okay because I've done more than what my mom wanted to do, or I've done more than her. And I feel like I've done a service to her. I've done her proud, and I've done myself proud because I've overcome a lot. And I think it shows in my writing, or I wanted to show in my writing. I wanted to reflect that, but I want to say that um, the future is great, right? But I think we need to recognize the present as also recognize while recognizing the past and the things that we've done and the things that we overcome. We traveled the world, tasted things, seen things, met people. The fact that we're on a Zoom call with women from all over the world right now, you know what I'm saying? I just love that part of living, and I'm trying to be present in the moment, right, with life right now. I'm not trying to plan the future too much because it's going to happen, and that's all I want to say.
Well, awesome, Kat. Thank you. I'm so glad that you were able to make it this morning. And you are welcome to join us at any time when you have time. Join us in the morning.
8 o'clock though, girl. 8 o'clock. Oof, oof, I've moved past 8 a.m.s in my mind. In my mind of life, 10 o'clock is a real good number. And the funny part is I'm usually up this early. I just don't want to talk to people. So this is, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. I just don't like talking to people this early in the morning. But I'm here and I've already received a lot to go through the day. So maybe I need to just come on and just sit here and be quiet.
You can do that too. That's totally fine.
Hey,
You can come on in and you can
come
just
behind me.
come on in and be quiet if that's what you would like to do. I'm not a morning person either. I had to learn, I had to learn how to be a morning person. And and I'm not even a talker. Like I never, I write much better than I speak. I'm not a speaker, but I would like to be a better speaker. And so I use this as an opportunity for me to be able to learn how to be able to be a better speaker if I can speak about things that are important to me. So yeah, so this is part of the reason why I do it.
Yeah, I don't want to learn to be a morning person, but I get it. I work. You know what I'm saying? So I will tell you that I'm semi-retired. So I've worked. I was in the military for 10 years. I've been up in the morning. I love it. It's beautiful, pretty. Oh, it smells so good. Thank you. I'll see you in the afternoon. But I will be here. I will be here more because I've enjoyed this session. Thank you so much.
I feel bad. I have to run now, but I'll
Okay.
be joining in, and I put something in the chat for everyone, but everyone stay safe and just keep shining.
Okay,
All right.
Dr. Kim, you'll get a copy of the replay. I'll send it to you'll get it in your email inbox if you want to see the ending of it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so
You'll have
much.
access to it.
Usually it's for what, 8 to what time?
It's for 1 hour, so 8 to 9.
9. Okay, all right then. All right,
Dr.
thank you,
Kim,
y'all.
Dr.
Yes.
Kim, before you leave, I put my information in chat for you, so please check it.
Okay, let me just write that down. Thank you. I'll do it. Fire sensuality. Okay, I got it. All right, thank you, everybody.
Okay, take
I'll
care.
put mine in there too.
Yes.
Please do. I think Kara wanted to share, she's in a space where she can't really talk right now. But Kara wanted to share her social media handle as well. So Kara, if you haven't done it already, I don't see it. You can go ahead and share it in the chat.
Is that Kara with the water fire? That's it.
No, mine is Be Healed.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, Kara is the one that's water, fire, sensuality.
Oh, what is mine? I'll be on it now.
So I have Kara's. Oh, okay, I see. Kara and Carolyn. I got it.
Yeah.
I was doing Be Healed. Info.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all.
All right.
Ooh, I love it. They just coming in. All righty. I'll see y'all the next time, okay?
Okay, have a good
Okay,
day.
have a nice day.
You too.
All right, so it's 7:35. We're gonna roll into our meditation. It'll be a short meditation for 5 minutes to prepare us for our journal writing sessions. So generally what I like to do is I cut the video off so that we can just sort of focus on ourselves. You can keep your video on or off, that's up to you. And so what we're doing in our meditation today is we're doing a meditation to help us to be able to learn how to self prioritize ourselves. So we want to begin with putting your hand over your heart space and just sort of letting your breath sort of catch up with where you are right now. Just breathe normally. And as you're breathing, you can feel your heartbeat with your hand. And your heart and your breath just sort of sync up with each other. Now you can start to take 3 deep breaths. And by deep breaths, you breathe all the way into your belly. Your belly should expand when you breathe in. And then your belly will go back down when you breathe out. So we'll do 3 of those. So breathe in. And then you can breathe out. 2 more, breathe in. And you breathe out. Last one, breathe in. And breathe out. And if you can sort of see in your mind's eye a golden glow of light that starts from the center of your being, somewhere in your belly space. It could be sort of like an orange, yellow glow of light. And as you're breathing normally, you want to imagine that the glow, that glowing light starts to get stronger. Imagine that that glow of light starts to get stronger and wider. And every time you breathe in, that glow of light starts to get a little bit bigger. And eventually the light stretches until that glow, that circle of light encompasses your entire body. And it's from this space that we get to remember just how important and special that each one of us actually is. You remember that you have a glow to yourself. Every time you get to prioritize something that you want to do with yourself, that glow gets stronger and stronger every time you decide to make a decision to put yourself first. That literal glow of light is your own energy field, and we have to feed that energy field. when you put yourself on the bottom of your list of things to do, that energy field actually gets weaker. So our goal is to remember to do the things that feeds our souls so that we can keep that energy, that glow, that light to ourselves that comes from the center of our being. And you can take your last few cleansing breaths. And when you are ready, you can come back on video. So we have a few minutes for journal questions. We'll do like, I guess, 3 to 5 minutes per question. And I'll go ahead and I'll put the questions in the chat. So number 1, what steps can you take to cultivate a sense of internal permission that will allow you to explore your creativity without seeking external validation? What steps can you take to cultivate a sense of internal permission that will allow you to explore your creativity without seeking external validation?
Can you post the question in the chat?
Yeah, I'm posting it now.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. All right, we'll move on to question number 2. What activities can you engage in alone that might inspire your creativity and contribute to your growth as a creative individual? Question number 2, what activities can you engage in alone that might inspire your creativity and contribute to your growth as a creative individual? All right, we'll move on to question number 3. Reflect on what your energy levels have been like lately. What are the positive and negative activities that are affecting your energy? Reflect on what your energy levels have been like lately, and what are the positive and negative activities that are affecting your energy? Okay, we can wrap it up. I know that was short. If anyone wanted to read what they wrote or just sort of give a sum up of one of the questions, or a summary of what, yes, yes, Kathy.
So I'll talk about the last one because I
Mhm.
came in talking about the two things that I'm doing and prioritizing. So my energy level's been pretty low, I'm gonna say. I've been yeah, they've been very low, and I don't like this level of energy. I'm more energetic. But I've been spending a lot of time of clearing out old stuff and what I call eclipsing the old
Mm,
so that I can move into the new.
mhm,
So I'm kind of in the in-between stage. And then I'm ending, and that's positive. I consider that to be a positive. Um, the negative is that I'm still working in with two clients doing the work that doesn't feed me,
mhm,
that doesn't make me excited, or so I'm doing that. But both things, the negative and the positive activities that I've been doing, causing the low energy, will be coming to an end soon. And as I said, I'm kind of in between. The end of May 31st will be my last day as a contractor. And I'll be creating to sustain myself. And so I've had to focus on these things so I could get to the next thing,
mhm.
to the next stage. So that's what very good questions, very good questions for me to reflect on.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think all of that is normal when you're trying to clearing out the old stuff always sort of can bring down energy just because the energy around the old stuff is stuff that needs to be gotten rid of anyway.
Yes,
So yeah, I think that's a normal thing. And the fact that you know what you're going to, I think is also a positive. It's not like you're clearing it out with no idea
right,
on what
right.
it is that you're doing. You have a plan for yourself.
That's right. Yeah,
Mm. So that's exciting.
it is. It is. So I'm walking in the morning to get myself revved up,
Hmm.
and you know, been juicing lately to
Nice.
let out processed sugar, and I feel so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, eating eating lighter
Mm-hmm.
so I don't have to digest a whole bunch of stuff. So it's getting better.
Good. I'm happy for you, Kathy.
Yeah.
Because I know you've been working. You've
Thank
been
you.
working. It's been a long time coming. You're at the tail end. This has been a process for you.
Yes, it's been a process. So I'm just keeping my head down, just waiting till the end of the month. Be like a phoenix. I'd be like coming out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would anyone else like to share? Well, we have a couple more minutes left.
I was sick last week. I don't know what I came down with, but I noticed because when I'm sick, I tend to eat more fruits and vegetables. And then on top of being sick, funds were low. So I couldn't order my Rappi like I usually do all the time. And it forced me to cook. And uh, ironically, what I found was that, the question around creativity, right? Like I started remembering stuff I used to cook like 10 years ago. Like, oh yeah, this spinach and peanut butter stew situation, all right. Like I just like, and that I recognized that began to give me energy, right? I was nervous that I had the flu, so I would have a liter of water, a smoothie, and make some tea. So I'm like super hydrated. So it was like, oh, after a few days, of course, I felt better, but I was like, damn, I got a lot of energy. And oh, this is because, oh, I'm eating the stuff that I should probably be eating.
Rappy will get you. It's so easy. It's so cheap. I get you.
So yeah, the food.
Yeah, food does matter. It really does. And not that you can't ever order out or go out to eat, but the most of what you need to eat needs to be stuff that you prepare for yourself. You got to put your own hands on it. So yeah. So that's a good reminder. All right. So it's the top of the hour. So thank you all for coming in for today's Wednesday AM Mindful Writing Circle. I'm going to post this on YouTube. So for all the people who are watching the replay, thank you for watching. If you'd like to be a part of the circle or just get reminders of when we have the circles and be able to get emails from me, you can click on the link in the description. And yeah, so I will see you all next week.
Sounds good.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Have a great day, everybody.